In your business news, the Republic of Congo is one of the few oil-producing countries in Africa. But for the past few days, the country has been plagued by rising fuel and food prices. Beryl Orr explains how this has affected businesses as well as ordinary citizens.
Brazzaville, the capital of the Republic of the Congo, where long queues of cars have been waiting to fill up their tanks at all of the country's service stations. Although the Republic of Congo is an oil-producing country, its oil industry is controlled by European and American companies, and the crude oil extracted is mainly transported to Europe and other places for refining, after which a small amount of refined fuel oil and other products are transported back to the country. At present, the country's oil supply is adequate. However, the outbreak of the Ukrainian war, which has led to an increase in imports of African crude oil to Europe, resulted in a shortage in the Republic of the Congo over the last 2 years.
Well, let's say almost every year there's a fuel shortage. Often it happens at the end of the year. We've noticed that at the end of the year there's often a fuel shortage.
The shortage of fuel and the rise in price of Congolese oil have forced cab drivers to increase their fares considerably.
Well, as drivers, we're currently suffering a lot of consequences, to the point where, for example, at customer level, the price of a ride in cabs is normally 1,000 CFA francs. But once the price of fuel goes up, we're going to increase the price of the ride in cabs as well. We start with 1,500 CFA francs and go on from there. Now, when we set the price of 1,500, customers don't want it either, so we can't work normally.
The rise in petrol prices has considerably reduced the wallets of Congolese households.
The fuel shortage increases costs a little because consumers will be obliged to pay the double bill, and automatically there will be a tendency not to respect the itineraries. So the average consumer or a Congolese citizen will find it difficult to bear these expenses directly. If, for example, he was paying 1,000 francs, he will have to pay 2,000 francs to go from one point to another in town. So consumers again, as for example in the household basket, will have a negative impact.
Everything has gone up in price in the market as well.
We go to the market, we buy things, we shop. But one thing's for sure, everything has gone up. Prices have gone up because, for example, how shall I put it? Things like chickens and chicken legs have gone up in the market. Spring onions, which used to be sold at 25 CFA, are now 50. So some things have changed. There's a bit of that. Even for a ride in a public bus, for example, I'm in the Barrage district. To get to the Chateau d'Eau district, I paid 250 CFA francs. That's just public transport. Now, how about cabs? The price of a ride in cabs will also increase.
In parallel with the oil shortage, the price of fuel in the Republic of the Congo rose by 25% in early 2024, driving up food prices in the country. This means the Congolese people have to work twice as hard in order to afford basic supplies. Beryl Orr, CGTN.